So here's a screenshot on my tablet here of the home page of my home control system. It automatically loads to the garage page. I had it set up that way because the primary first use is the garage door opener, as you may have figured. But on the right column, all the buttons take me to the different rooms or floors, I should say. So let's go over a couple of these because it's fun, at least for me. I'm on the garage page, and it says interior lights, meaning that the lights that are inside the garage are currently off. I have a spare, and then I have the left door and the right door. Left door is lime green because at this time it's not, it doesn't have a garage door opener, so I didn't even mess with it. The right garage door is the one that we use for the car, dark green, indicating to me that the door is closed and locked. And by locked, I'll get into that. I mean that you can't go up and just lift the door open. If I take the garage door opener and you pull a little string so you can manually open the door closed, I've got a switch that detects whether that's fully engaged or not. So if I click on the garage door button, I don't think you heard the click, but two things happened. The light inside the garage came on, and I'm not talking about the light on the garage door opener. I'm talking about I've got fluorescent lights in the garage that are tied into the garage door opener. It went to yellow, solid yellow, indicating that the door was in motion. Don't know whether it's going up or down. If you just turned it on and saw yellow, you wouldn't know. Red tells me that the door's all the way open. I click it again. This time I'm going to touch the button and be quiet, and you might be able to pick up the click in the background because I'm just a little bit away from the control trough. So we go back to yellow, indicating it's moving. We happen to know that it's going down because it was open. And that's bad. Oh, there you go. So it went to light green initially. That's a timing issue with when the input pin gets monitored, translated, sent to the web page, and that moment when it's between not fully closed and closed, you get that thing. But it's dark green, so I'm happy. Good to go. Light in the garage is still on. Those will remain on until the timer on the garage door opener turns off the light. Let's go real quick to the basement. Okay. You can see basement stairs. That's one of the cases where I have an existing three-way. The workshop, which I'm in right now, indicating that the light is on. And I know that it's on manually because if I operate it electronically with any of the buttons, I get a little circled R. I'm just going to turn the lights off. You'll see them go out. Really? What's my malfunction today? Not cool. All right. That's not good. I just found a bug. Thank you very much. Let's go to the first floor. The living room outlets are on. Nothing in the dining room. Let's try turning on the chandelier. Wow. We're going to have to do this video over, I think. I can't refresh the page. I wonder if that tape has anything to do with it. Let's go back to the garage. Let's go to exterior. And we'll turn on the backyard lights. There we go. So the R that showed up is telling me that it's controlled by relay. But the fact of the matter is it didn't turn blue and say on, so something's not working. Fail. I'll try again. Oh boy, I had genius fart brain. So I was clicking on the word rather than the switch. And that's only because I started on the garage page. And on the garage page, you actually have to hit the word right garage door. But for the workshop or any other item, you click on the actual switch. And I don't know if you sensed, but the lights went out. It's showing that they're off by relay. Now the light switch is just out of reach, and I'm going to turn it on manually. Light's on, but the relay is also energized because my R didn't go away. So I'm going to turn them, well, let's just turn them off electronically. The arc disappears, the light shut. So there's a lag on it, so real time. Turn the light back on because it's kind of funky. I don't care whether I'm in real time or not. It takes a little bit of time for the page to refresh, to check all of the variables and whatnot, and that's just fine by me. I have a tab here, so let's start. Basement, first floor, second floor, exterior, garage, where we started at, speakers and admin. Now speakers is the home audio system, and there's no control on this. If I touch these, it doesn't do anything. It's strictly monitoring whether the amplifier in a particular room is on or off. And I don't necessarily want to control the speakers from this web page, and that's because I also have a volume control. So to run the volume control and a manual switch to turn the amplifier on and off in each room wasn't a big deal. There was no sense in controlling them. Now my admin page, when I click where it says click here, right now let's make this a little bit, let me make this clear too. When I say garage plug, I have a plug on the exterior of the garage. It doesn't show up on the garage page, and the reason that is because I can't control it from there, and I don't have to monitor it from there because it's on the exterior page. However, from this page, the admin page, I can control by clicking on change source, or click here, I'm sorry. I can control the garage plug with the Wemo, photocell, or the switch in the house that controls the exterior plugs on the four corners of the house, or I can control it off. Right now it says the plug is controlled off, but let's turn it on with house plugs. Okay, plug is now controlled with the exterior house plugs. I hit the back button, takes me to the speakers, takes me to the last page. I hit exterior, oops, that's second floor, hit exterior, and I'm showing house or exterior plugs, house plugs, garage plug. Now the garage has a C on it rather than an R, and that's because that particular plug is the one or one of very few things that are only controllable via this web page. There is no physical switch like I was drawing in the other video how to control the garage plug. And that's basically because the only thing I plan on plugging into it, because it's up off a grade, I have to get on a ladder to access it. It's because that's where I hang Christmas lights. I live on a corner, so I do the front of the house, the side of the house, and the front of the garage with Christmas lights. Or if I'm having a party, you know what I'm saying. So it's only controlled via the control system. Simultaneously, that is a half hot. So the top half of the outlet is always on. The bottom half of the outlet is the one that's controlled by this. Now the house plugs switch, manual switch, is at the top of the stairs, which is a small trip from here. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually hit house plugs. And you'll see that both the house plugs and the garage plug turned on. The house plugs are on through the relay, and the garage plug is on because it's controlled through the system. And I just put that there as a reminder so I don't wonder why the garage plugs are on. Well, because they're on. If I did want to know why they're on, come to the admin page and read why they're on. They're on because they're controlled with the exterior plugs. If I change the source, come on now. This crazy thing. It used to work so nice, and now, oh, it was up underneath my tape. It's with the house plugs as we left it, and I want to change that to, doggone it. I was going to say change it to the Wemo. but I'm not going to I'll change it to off. Okay, wait for it to display off. Let's go back to the exterior page. And even though the house plugs are still on, controlled by the relay, the garage plugs are now off. So I can't physically change the state from here, but on the admin page, I can control how it responds. There's also a plug on my fence so that I can put Christmas lights on my fence. And rather than turning on a bunch of switches to turn my Christmas lights on, if I program the garage plug and the fence plug to simultaneously turn on with my Wemo, which is currently sunset to about 1 a.m., then all my Christmas lights come on at the same time and shut off at the same time. And I know there's electricians out there that are going to go, oh, demand factor and blah, 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 blah. And you know what? Yes, it's true. You know, you should probably turn things on in sequence one at a time. But really, so last thing, I mentioned before my 2 pull-up resistors in the control panel. That's indicating my red unlocked for the front gate and the rear gate. If I throw the deadbolt, I can get that changed to locked, green and locked, or unlocked. Very handy feature. Also at the bottom of this page, the green is all the exterior lights titled, and green is override them all on, or red override them all off. My definition of all exterior lights are these lights here, not the plugs. Those are exterior plugs. These are exterior lights. So if I click on all on, they're all going to come on with the exception of the front porch because I haven't finished the hardwiring part of that. Click them all on. Boom. I must have an issue with my backyard lights because it's not showing. Maybe, I don't know. I'll look into that. But they all came on, and they all came on by relay. If I click off, I'm guessing you'll be able to figure out what happened. And my backyard light's still saying relay. So I have a serious issue with that. I'll dig into that. And the reason I have a reset on the bottom was to for code purposes. I had to have a reset because when I started turn them all on, turn them all off, and then started clicking individual buttons, there was some kind of an issue where I lost track. So I needed to create a new variable that would reset them, basically meaning back to the way they were before I turned on all or turned off all with the override switches. So I hope this video is way more interesting than the last, or I should say the first video. Again, my apologies for that. First video I ever made and posted, so hopefully y'all be forgiving of me. Till next time.